Okay, welcome to the Landy. It's never had a timing belt, or cam belt as they're called. It's never had a cam belt change for about 10 years, probably 11 I think, around about that, about 2014, sometime there. I put this engine in 2016, and I was told that the belt had been changed a year or two before, and it had only done limited mileage off-road. So I took it as read that the cam belt would be fine for a few years. Anyway, time's gone on. It's now 2025, and I've not even looked at it for 10 years. I've never looked at it, so it's not been off. A little bit disconcerting at the moment, because in here it's looking very oily. I've put the pin in for the fuel pump, fuel injector pump, and I've got top dead centre lined up with this bit of the casing. So with that there and that there, that means the Woodruff key will be pointing upwards towards the top dead centre mark, the other side of the cover. So as you can see, I've taken everything out so we can get to it. All the radiator and everything's out. This is obviously, it's done better with the engine on the floor or a bench or in a stand or something, so you can move it around and get to it easy enough, because I can't get to the flywheel locking pin because the chassis sits across it. So I've got two options, or three options I think. Now, take the engine out, which I'm not about to do, just put a pin in, drill a hole through the chassis, or go with it as it is. There is one other option which I need to look into. At the back of the engine, on the bell housing, there's a bolt there at about 11 o'clock, and I'm going to take that out and have a look in there, and there should be, if I shine a torch in there, there should be two marks looking at me. So that is going to be my next job, to have a look at that. Right, so I'm back. I've been trying to get the nut off, or get to the nut, but because of the way it's sitting in the bulkhead, I just can't get to it. There's the clutch pipe and everything in the way as well. There's a lot of gubbins to take off to get to the nut, and even if I do get it undone, it's tucked under the tunnel, sort of the bulkhead, so I don't think I'm going to see anything in there anyway. So anyway, we're back here now. Where were we? Yeah, pins in, because I don't want that pump to move. So that's lined up. Top dead centre's lined up. So the bolt's out of this, and we can take this off. And there you can see the Woodruff key was at 12 o'clock. So we just put that out of the way. If I just squat down and look under here, right where that mark is there, that's where the Woodruff key is. So now, having taken everything off, all the nuts and bolts, this should just put away, I hope. It's not going to, is it? It's not been off for 10 years. I think it's going to need a little bit of persuasion, knocking it off. So I don't want to wallop it too much, but I'm going to have to get myself a rubber hammer, I think, rather than using a metal hammer. God. Oh dear. Gonna go and get a bit more of a heftier hammer. I don't want to go walloping it with a metal one. So we're back now with got a copper hammer here and a rubber one. Gonna give the rubber one a go first, but I don't think that'll be man enough really. Let's get this hose out of the way. Get a bit of a swing on that. Let's take that wire off. There's a temperature gauge. Oh, that's actually pulling apart there. It's in the middle here. I'm suspecting it's all gummed up around this in here. It don't look too clever there. Oh, should I put a screwdriver down it? Let's have a look here. Huh. Gordon Bennett. I think I'm going to have to stick a screwdriver somewhere. Right. Sounds hollow, but that ain't coming off. Oh, it's moving. Oh, that's looking very, very, very oily in there. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, it's off. Didn't need the big heavy copper hammer after all. I'll move all that out of the way. So now, hopefully, this is just gonna drop off in my hands. There we go. Wow, what a mess in there. Oh dear, what an awful mess. Crikey. That's more like a wet belt than a dry belt, covered in oil. Right, I think it's a new oil seal time as well. Crikey. That's not very good news, is it? Not at all. Oh dear. Blimey. But, having said that, the belt looks good. For at least a 10-year-old belt, and it's been running around with all that oil. Blimey. Cool. Would you be tempted to put the cover back on and just leave it? I don't think so. Right. We've got some cleaning up to do there. Looking at that. And I would say I've got a couple of oil seals gone, which isn't Not very good news at all. I'm assuming it's one here. I mean, there's a pool of oil sat down the bottom there. Oh dear. That's a bit of a bugger. I'm supposed to mark this here. Bit of Tip-X. Won't get Tip-X on there, will I? That's in. Mark that. Woodruff key upwards. Behind there somewhere is a top dead centre mark. Right. I think I'm going to have to pause for a bit and have a bit of a clean up. We will get back to you later.